Well, welcome back. It's been a while since I've done a car introduction, and today's video is slightly different to the sort of thing I normally do. If you follow my channel, you'll notice that I don't actually do kit reviews or shoe reviews, but today I've decided to do a bit of a shoe review. A number of reasons. I just thought I'd fancy doing a bit of content, but also I thought I'd try and see if I could get my channel to grow a tiny bit. I seem to have stagnated around about 3,000 followers, and I've noticed other channels, especially running channels, doing kit reviews, and I thought, you know what, maybe I'll try them out and see what happens. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to do a shoe review of the how's it pronounced, Kjerag Brut, Normal's Kjerag Brut. As you'll no doubt be aware, Killian Jornet or whatever his name is, has his own shoe brand, and I think it came onto the radar. I think he started it last year sometime, didn't he? So he's brought out a couple of models, one of them being the Tamir, and they're on the second edition of that now. But I was at a fell race the other day, and I noticed one of the other guys, one of the regulars there, he was wearing a pair of Kjerag Brut 2s, or was it 1s? I don't know. Anyway, I'm kind of waffling on here. So I thought, you know what, I fancy buying a pair of those shoes, because I am a bit of a shoe slut. I can't deny it. I do like a pair of running shoes, and I do have a habit of buying them, even when I don't have the money to do so. So yeah, it's a bit of an addiction, if you will. I've quite the collection at home. So I got myself a pair of the Kjerag Bruts. Now, pronounced Kjerag. You look at it, it goes Kjerag, but I googled it, so I'm going to go off what Google's told me, and it's pronounced Kjerag. Kjerag being Kjerag being a mountain in Norway where Killian Jornet lives now, and Brut being the Catalan for dirt or dirty, much like slut really. Kjerag slut. Maybe that's what we'll rename these shoes. Yeah, anyway, I'm going off there. This shoe is basically aimed at, well, it's designed for muddy conditions, soft grounds, mud, and it's a minimalist shoe. The chap I was chatting to, David Lund, who's a local artist here in the Lake District, he wears it, he swears by it, he loves it. So I thought I'd give it a try as a fell shoe. So what we're going to do today is, I'll go over what the shoe comprises of, and then I'll take it for a test run. Which reminds me, do I need windscreen wash? I think I do. I'm just going to pull into the garage here, get some window screen wash. I'm having a brain fart. It's too early. Plus I'm trying to get over a cold as well, which I know I shouldn't really be going for a run, but yeah, I just want to get out of the house. Right, let's get some windshield wash, and I'll just rub it on at you a bit more. Oh my word. Traffic on this road can be such a pain in the arse. So where was I? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the Kjerag Brut by Normal. I'm not sure when this first came out. I think it's come out. It's been out a while, you know. Like I said, I don't normally do shoe reviews, and I went onto YouTube, and loads of people have done reviews of this shoe already. Well, not loads. A couple of people have done a review of this shoe already. I'm but a lowly running channel. I'm not a kit review channel, though I will get into kit reviews, no doubt, seeing that I want to try and grow the channel a tiny bit. So yeah, stand by for more. But yeah, let's start with this bloody shoe, okay? We'll start with the outsole. The outsole is a Vibram Mega Grip outsole. The lugs on this thing are pretty gnarly. 6.5mm lugs. Really aggressive lug style on them as well. Not the most aggressive lugs, if I'm totally honest, compared to other fell shoes. You've got, like, for instance, the VJ Sport IROC 4 at the moment. That's got a lug depth of 7mm. Then you've got the Adidas Terex. That's got a lug depth of 7mm. What else is there? What am I running in currently? Oh yeah, the Ronhill Reverence. That's an epic shoe. I will be doing a review of that shoe, even though that shoe's been out almost 18 months already. But I've got the best part of 800 miles off one of them in a pair of those shoes already, and they're still going strong. But anyway, I digress. That shoe also has a 7mm lug depth. So the fact that this Kjerag Brut has a 6.5mm, it's, you know, there are more aggressive shoes on the market. However, this one has a full cover of Vibram Mega Grip, and it looks pretty cool. I mean, do you need a 7mm lug depth? You certainly appreciate it when you're going through soft, wet, muddy, slippery downhills, and you want some good, confident footing. But I think 6.5 is definitely going to cut the mustard on today's run. So yeah, you've got a nice aggressive lug depth and aggressive outsole on the bottom. Then the actual midsole itself, the shoe has a stack height at the rear of 28.5mm and at the forefoot 22.5, so the drop on it is 6mm. So it's a medium to low drop shoe, which I quite like. I tend to favour low drop shoes. I tend not to go more than 6mm. I mean, at the end of the day, you might ask yourself, what's the difference of 2mm? How can it? Does it really? Do you really notice it? I've no idea, if I'm honest. I do notice massive stacked shoes, though. So, and then there's a website, I think, that some guy on YouTube, he cuts these things in half and it actually does a proper laboratory assessment of these shoes. And a lot of the time, the drop on them, they tell you one thing and it's another. You know, they say, oh, it might be an 8mm drop, but in fact it's a fucking 12. You know, so but not all models do that, of course. So I've no idea if this. You might do a video of this shoe and cut it in half and tell you that it's not 6mm. In fact, it's 10. But that's for someone else to do, not me. Yeah, so it's got a 6mm drop. And I don't know what sort of foam the midsole's made out of. It seems quite springy. I'll give you an assessment when we get out. But it doesn't look like it's the sort of foam that needs breaking in. A good example of that would be the Ronhill Reverence, which in my opinion is probably the best shoe, the best all-round fell shoe ever been produced. And that's saying something. I'm sure many of you will disagree with that, but in my personal opinion, the Ronhill Reverence cannot be equalled in an all-round fell shoe. Hence, I'm going to do a review on that on my next shoe. Yeah, so I don't know what sort of midsole, how it's going to handle, with how much ground feel it's going to give. If it's going to give not enough, too much, we'll make that assessment when we get out on the ground. Yeah, and then the upper is got this matrix, basically matrix material, which everybody seems to be making their shoes with now, to different degrees. Oh, this junction is dangerous. There you go. Everyone's using matrix in their shoes now, to some degree or another. The upper is made with matrix inlays and fancy, and it looks cool, you know. But the one thing to note about this shoe, which I didn't realise until I actually bought them, no insole basically. Now, I'm not entirely sure how you get on with shoes without insoles. I know it seems to be the new thing. Well, I say the new thing. Minimalist fell running shoes or minimalist trail running shoes have often come without an insole. But I've never really got on with shoes without an insole, mainly because it's not so much a comfort, well, it is a comfort thing, but it's more to do with the fact of me personally. If I'm traversing a really steep mountainside, and my shoes are trying to twist themselves off my feet, having an insole prevents that additional rubbing underneath your foot. Basically your foot sticks to the insole, and it's the insole that rubs and moves around in the actual shoe itself, so you prevent those hot spots. In the past I've had shoes without insoles, namely the Adidas Terex, but I had to put a pair of insoles in, so I robbed an old pair of Innovate and stuck those in, and it worked. But of course the shoe's not designed for an insole, so it took up a lot of space. So I'm not sure how I'm going to get on with these shoes without the insole, but we'll see. We'll get on, and you know, like I said, I'm a shoe slut. I had to buy a pair and try it out myself, so that's what we're going to do. So there's no insole. The laces, they've got it's got flat profile laces with a slight saw-edged. Obviously, I think that's designed so it can lock in to the eyelets themselves, prevent them coming loose. Yeah, that's it. That's the shoe. This little bit, introduction's been going on for quite a while now. I think I've been waffling on a little too much. We're going to get to where we're going, which is we're heading over Kirkstone, heading down into Outsole again. I'm going to hopefully, there's going to be some space in one of the little car parks there, so the route we're taking today will be up onto Outsole above How. We're then heading up onto Hart Crag, and then from there over to Dove Crag. Then from Dove Crag we're going over to Red Screes, and then from Red Screes we're just bombing it straight off the side of Red Screes back down into the valley floor and back to the car park, which it works out around about a 9-mile route today with over 1,000 meters of elevation, so these shoes are going to get a good workout. There's some nice steep muddy grassy descents, some rocky craggy scrambling at the top of Hart Crag to get up onto that summit. So today's route's got a bit of everything, so it's going to be a good test for these shoes, and whether or not I'm going to get on with the fact that they don't have an insole. So yeah, cool. Let's get on with this drive, let's get to where we're going, and let's get running. The fact that it's pissing it down at the moment seems to be pretty apt for testing this shoe, that's for sure. So we're just making our way up to Outsole above How, and then we'll be out on the open fell side then, and the rain will really start to hammer us, no doubt. But yeah, just making my way up here. It's quite steep and loose, and this aggressive outsole is really digging into the ground. Yeah, it's really quite nice actually. Oh my god. Crag. So let's have a look at this. Oh, over there's Dove Crag. We're heading over there next. Down in there, that's Windermere Lake. And over here is Fairfield. Brilliant. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop out the wind here, take off one of these shoes and just go over a few features which I missed out or haven't actually mentioned as of yet, which yeah, are definitely worth noting. So yeah, I think the first thing to note on this shoe, try and hold the camera and show you as well, the heel cup is quite, ooh, hello, what's going on over there? Look at that. What's that? Galaxy, whatever they're called? I forget now. It's not C130. Good job. I had my drone up earlier. I think would have properly taken it out. Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to this shoe. So yeah, the first feature I wanted to point out is how ergonomically designed this heel cup is. It really hugs into your heel. I haven't had any issues with Achilles or any issues like that up here. I know one of you guys, I can't remember which one of you it said, got a pair of these shoes and got really bad blisters in being caused by this. But I don't know about you, many of you probably do the same thing as I do, but I loop this top lace up here and then bring another lace down through it and cinch it back, and it really locks my heel into this really well, actually. So I guess that's one way of getting around that. The other note, or the other feature I should point out, is the fact that there's like almost a neoprene style glove in here that really hugs your foot. Also, obviously, I've mentioned the fact that there's no insole, but the fact that there is no insole really does add, or gives you heightens the sense of ground feel that you get with these shoes, which is good. Yeah, I did say I don't normally get on with shoes without insoles, but I'm actually really quite liking this at the moment. I mean, I've only been going 3 miles, but still, you know, it's not really giving me any problems. So yeah, the fact that this glove in here kind of really hugs your foot, really locks the shoe down quite nicely. Yeah, and those are the basic features, you know. The heel cup, the sock in here, and the fact that there's no insole is really giving me a good sense of ground feel in these shoes. So all in all, at the moment, I'm loving this shoe. Right, I'm going to stick it back on, and we're going to head over to Dove Crag. Then we're going to bomb it down to Little Heart Crag, and then up onto Red Screes, and I'll probably chat to you again when we get up there. Oh, it's turned out a really nice day. Let's get on with this run. on up to Red Screes now. I must admit, I'm extremely impressed with these shoes so far. Let's just get up here. There we go. Red Screes. Oh my word. Look at that view. That is epic, isn't it? You have a really good view down the Panadale Valley from Red Screes. So I'll let you know where we're going next, and then I'm going to point out one other thing about these shoes, which I've come to realise running around today. But first of all, we're just going to hoof it off the top here, down to Middle Dod, and then a really awesome descent. But I'll tell you what, let's get down to Middle Dod. No, actually, let's go over there. Let's go to the left. Because it's a bit windy up here. I know I've got my mic on and you can probably hear me really well, but let's just head over here a bit. Yeah, I'll tell you now, because once I get the hoof on down there, I don't want to stop. I just want to bomb it all the way back to the car, because we're, I don't know if you can see that very well, 6.1 miles, 2.5 hours. How much vert have we done? Oh, there you go, 3,500 feet, which is over 1,000 meters. It's not bad run today. Seeing that I got a bit of a cold, or the arse end of a cold. But the thing I wanted to point out, as you can see, the heel slightly flared at the heel there. Yeah, it really provides a really good, solid footing, if you will, if that's the right term. So for instance, I had the Adidas Arc'teryx. They've got quite a narrow heel. The midsole is it's not flared out like that, so it's quite narrow, and I found myself rolling my ankle quite a bit. But these are flared out marginally, so you've got a nice wide or wide-ish foot base on which to kind of plant your heel as you're bombing it downhill. So they do feel very secure in that sense. So yeah, I found even when I'm not, even when my attention's off somewhere else briefly and I'm bombing it downhill, I still feel quite secure in my foot placement with these shoes on. So yeah, really happy with that. And as I said, these shoes are epic. I love them. And the fact that there's no inner actually, yeah, gives it a really nice sense of ground feel. Yeah, which I'm happy with. I'm a bit surprised actually, but I think it's down to the fact, like I pointed out just now earlier, is there's that kind of neoprene sock thing that kind of really stabilizes or binds your foot into the shoe. So there's not a lot of slippage. When I was coming off Little Hart Crag down there, I deliberately took a horrible little line coming off the side there, just so I could get a sense of some twisty shoeness as I was traversing across. But I've not done any really hideous traversing today, so the shoe's not been trying to twist off my foot. However, yeah, I've not had any, I've only been going 6 miles, of course, so I'm not entirely sure what sort of distance I'd want to do in these shoes, if they're really much of a long distance shoe. I've got a fell race coming up on Saturday, which I'm thinking of doing, which is 24 miles, so I'm probably going to wear these. If I do it, I might do it, but being the idiot that I am, having come out on the arse end of a cold, I wouldn't be surprised if I get home tonight and I've pumped this virus a little too much, and like a dickhead, I've made myself a little worse. But we shall see. Right, now we're going to just bomb it off the top here. It's going to be, I love this descent, look at that. Look at that, that is going to be so much fun coming off Middle Dod. Off Red Screes, down to Middle Dod, bomb it down to Brothers Water, and back to the car. So I'm going to shut up now and just get on with it, and I will chat to you again, no doubt, when we get down to the car. Cool, let's go. Oh my word, that's actually a really good run, and I have fallen in love with these shoes. I would even go as far as to say, put my neck on the line and say, these are phenomenal fell shoes. Yeah, they're up there with Ronhill Reverence and the VJ Sport iRock 4. I know, strong shout. So the one thing I've really noticed with these, much like the Reverence, the Ronhill Reverence, those shoes take a bit of breaking in, to be honest with you. But the midsole provides you enough cushioning, so when you transition off the fell onto trail or track or hard pack track, it provides you enough cushioning. The same thing with these shoes. Now the midsole's slightly softer than the Reverence, don't need breaking in as such, but when you make that transition off fell side, or when you're just freestyling it across the fells or doing your own thing, and then you come onto a hard packed trail, it provides quite a bit of cushioning. You really notice it. The fact there's no inner sole gives you that extra sense of ground feel. I wasn't convinced, I'll be honest. I've not got on well with shoes without an inner sole, but I'm converted now because these shoes really do suit not having an insole. Yeah, excellent shoe, love it. Of course I would be biased because I'm a normal sponsored athlete. They pay me £500,000 as a retainer just to talk good shit about their shoes. Yeah, right. Yeah, no one's got to sponsor me, shit. Yeah, so all in all, a good shoe. I think I've kind of pointed out pretty much all the decent features of it. Like I said earlier, up on Red Screes, the flared heel really gives you a good sense of security as you're hammering down hills. Yeah, so all in all, I would give that shoe a bloody big thumbs up. Now the question is, do I buy a second pair? Yeah, anyway, car's just down here, not much further to go. We are probably, definitely going to be 9 miles and 3,500 feet. Yeah, good training run that as well. And I've got a new pair of shoes to keep going on about. So I've got a fell race on Saturday. As to whether or not I'll do it, like I mentioned earlier, what sort of distance are these shoes designed for? I don't know. You probably, maybe I'll wear them on Saturday, which is a 24-mile run. See how I get on. Up around Blencathra, Skiddaw and all that sort of stuff. So, right, I'm really starting to bang on now, so I'm just going to shut up and get back to the car. Hope you enjoyed this. Maybe I'll do some more shoe videos because, I'll be honest, I love talking about shoes. You get me banging on about shoes, I can bore you senseless. Cool. Well, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. God, I hope I've not buggered myself up with this cold. Oh, let's have a little jog for the last bit.